watching 1700 here on Channel 31. I am your host, Eliza, and we're very lucky to be joined by the wonderful artist DREST. Welcome to the show, DREST. How are you coping in lockdown?
Thank you for having me. I'm doing all right now. I mean, I guess we're just pretty used to it. So it's just become a bit of a routine, and I'm just filling up my days trying to stay busy. And yeah, there's not much else we can do except for wait, I suppose.
Yes, I know. I'm glad that we're nearly out there. We're the last
Yeah.
last chunk.
There's like a light at the end of the tunnel now. For a while, everyone was just sort of a bit scared that um, I feel like we were, worrying too much because we didn't have an end goal. It's like, when's this gonna end?
Yeah. Awesome. So at 20 years old, you've had some great success already. So do you want to tell us how DREST came about and how did you just start producing your own music?
Um, yeah, when I was probably 14 or 15, I started getting into Australian hip hop. So through I was always into Eminem, and I remember listening to Kendrick Lamar, that kind of age. And then I got into All Day and then 360 and those kind of people. And I thought it was crazy that people because when we're listening to American hip hop, they're talking about stuff that we can't really directly relate to, but the Australian hip hop was, referencing areas that I actually knew and experiences that me and my mates were having. So I thought that was really sick. And then yeah, I just started mucking around and putting things together, and yeah, it's just slowly developed bit by bit until where we are now.
Yeah, so you just mentioned that you've had musical influences like All Day, The Kid Leroy, and 24 Golden. How do you reckon these artists have influenced the way you've produced your own personal style of music?
I think so. We'll start with All Day. He was sort of the artist who showed me that you can make things cool on your own. Especially in hip hop, a lot of references are overused because they've been popularized by certain people, and the way that you say things. And I remember listening to Startup Cult, and there was references to certain areas that I actually knew, or certain experiences or whatever that were unique to Australian kids sort of thing. And yeah, that really influenced the way that I make music and how I try and take things from my own life and put them in there, because it makes it so much more real and authentic. And The Kid Leroy and 24K Golden really got me into the melodic stuff. And yeah, The Kid Leroy is just showing everyone in Australia how far you can really take it as well, which is crazy.
Yeah, it's insane. It's crazy how it's taken off. So in 2019, you released your first EP called Dead Phone, and you do have a upcoming release of a new one called Clouds in the Rain. How are the EPs different, and what can we expect from your new EP?
The new one is a lot better than the first one, I hope. This one's a lot more pop influenced. So I think you might have noticed with the last few songs that came out versus the earlier songs, it's a lot more pop. I used to be super hip hop, and I've started listening to more Dominic Fike and taking influence from Mac Miller, instrumental wise and that. And I'm just getting, as a general, more into pop music. So I found myself starting to make that, and I'm really enjoying it. So this EP is sort of gone into and explored that more, and yeah, gone a bit deeper with it.
That's awesome. And did you do this EP in lockdown, and how was the process in
creating
that?
Let me think. Most of it, or yeah, it was all done this year. So we were in and out of lockdown. I wasn't in lockdown for all of it. I was able to have a handful of sessions in person. Yeah, we did a handful of sessions with Balaram on the opening track that we were able to have. But yeah, most of it has been, it's all been finished during this lockdown.
It's awesome. That's really cool. It must have been really a different change compared to your old EPs, and how to, I guess, do it at home in comparison to in studio.
Yeah, well, yeah, my old ones were at home as well, but I was sort of hoping to do a bit more going around to studios and stuff for this one, but it's just ended up that I've been at home as well.
So I'm sure it'll be great.
I hope so. I hope you like it.
Welcome back to 1700. I'm chatting with the wonderful DREST about his upcoming EP, Clouds in the Rain. And we're now going to chat about his second single from the EP called Don't Call It Love. So do you want to tell us a little bit about the inspiration behind the song?
Yeah, Don't Call It Love came from a sort of a follow-up with the Tula Sundial situation, if there's a little bit of a storyline. And the whole like idea of the song is that it's going through and saying all these things that are developing into love, I suppose you call it. And then but the choruses is like, don't call it love, don't call it love. And you sort of get to the end bit where the bridge is, and it's like, well, obviously it is. I just don't want to call it that. And that's sort of the whole theme of the song, that like fear of commitment kind of thing, and trying to explore like where it comes from and how it affects relationships.
It's a really interesting perspective. And I remember, I listened to it and it was really, really cool. And I can sense like in your lyrics, like what you're feeling, and you're like, no, I can't, don't call it.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Yeah. With your upcoming EP, so you just mentioned obviously the storyline of Don't Call It Love, but is there an overall meaning of the songs, all the songs that are connected by, or does each song kind of tell a different story?
Yeah, each song kind of tells a different story. But in saying that, they're all they're all obviously written in a similar time in my life. Like they're all this year, and all from like connecting situations. So there is like a blanket few situations that cover it, but yeah, they're all their own songs. And I sort of picture the whole EP as like you would play it at night while it's raining, like driving through the city is the kind of vibes.
That's really cool. And has it definitely got more like of a pop influence or hip hop? What do you think is more kind of the genre?
It's it'll be a pop EP, but there's a lot of like rapping on it, and hip hop moments, and there's a couple of rap songs as well. But yeah, there's a good blend. Yeah.
Good mix. So apart from your upcoming single and EP releases, what can your audience or your fan base expect from DREST in 2022? Do you have any plans of performing live or going on tour like that?
Don't have any live plans yet. We're just demoing singles at the moment. So I'm trying to make a new demo every day, and then in a bit we'll sort of sit back and listen through them all and work out which are the best ones. And yeah, the goal is just to be able to stay consistent for 2022 and not have a big break like I did this year.
Awesome. So finally, how can the audience connect with you to keep updated with your music plan? What's your social media?
I'm most active on Instagram, so kid_dressed. And I'm kid_dressed on everything, like Twitter, TikTok. Come say hello.
Awesome. Well, thank you, DREST, for joining us today on today's show. Be sure to check out DREST's new single, Don't Call It Love, on the 8th of October on your preferred streaming platforms. And make sure you also keep up to date with DREST on his social media.